Hello friends, welcome to my channel Testing Talks Latest. Today I am going to explain what is the difference between usage of getText and getAttribute methods. GetText will be used to get the inner text for the elements such as links, paragraph elements or span elements. But getAttribute will be used to get the attribute values such as links with href or some other attributes, paragraph with IDs or span with IDs. GetAttribute can be used to get the value of the input elements also. So there is such a difference between usage of getText and getAttribute. Subscribe my channel for the latest tutorials and interview questions. So I am going to create a class element text verification for this test and explain how to use getText and getAttribute. So creating class element text verification. And writing small test script with the test annotation. Method name I am giving verified text and importing the test. Now I am going to create WebDriver with name as driver and assign it to null. Importing WebDriver. Now initializing driver with new Chrome driver. Importing Chrome driver. Now I am taking this website for testing our getText and getAttribute. So we are going to use this URL for testing. So driver.get and URL I am providing the internet hero.com. So I am taking the login page as reference for testing. So for getting the href link for this link and get the inner text using getText, let me take unique XPath for this element. So I am going to create web element link equal to driver dot find element by XPath. It is a link at href will give out for getting the attribute. So href value I am going to give element selenium.com. So now our element will be fetched based on the href link. So we can use this element link to get the text. I am going to import web element. So it missed anything like earlier. We have to delete this element values. So when we remove it, the issue is resolved. So I am importing the web element. Now I am initializing one text link variable and getting the text for this element link. So it has to fetch link text for this link. What is the link text? It is element selenium is the link text. So we can get inner text using getText. So I am asserting the value using assert equals and verifying text with the element Selenium. So now we have asserted. So next thing what I am doing, I am creating one more element for this username and going to input some value for that. So what is the ID for that? This ID is username. So I am going to use username as ID. So I am going to create one more web element. Input and providing driver dot find element by, we can specify by ID also for this, and we can fetch the element. This should be double quotes. So now I am able to read the input element. So and later I am going to send keys for this element as input value. So using getAttribute we can fetch this value and we can assert. For this we are going to use element input and getAttribute value. Value is the default DOM attribute, so that we can fetch even though it is not specified for our input element. And I am going to store this value as string value with the variable name PAL. So now we can assert this value with the value we have provided. We have provided input value, so I am asserting value variable with input value we have input provided. So we have verified both link with getText and input with getAttribute value. We can execute this test and we can test negative scenarios also. Once we executed and we see the results with positive scenarios, we'll execute negative scenarios and we'll see that. So for this test suite, I'm going to provide the test name as element text verification. Let we run our script and see the results. Test is running, browser is launched, our URL is open, input value has added and verification is done, no failures. So getAttribute is able to return the value for that input element, and element.getText is able to return the link href value. So getAttribute able to return the value and getText able to return the inner text for the link. So now we'll try to get the text for this element input using getText and see that whether it will work or not. It cannot able to get the attribute value, since using getText we can get only inner text. Let me try this scenario. String text value I am mentioning for this variable name, and I am going to assert input value which was sending in front end. let me run this test and see whether our test case will be passed or not. Test is started running and website is open, input value is entered, the test case. So friends, this is the way we can find text value and attribute values, and subscribe my channel for the latest testing tutorials and interview questions. Thanks for your support.